Picture the origin of your favorite app. Chances are you're imagining a solitary genius in a dark room, furiously typing code until a billion-dollar platform appears. Warning tone. That image is a trap. Jumping straight into development without understanding exactly what you are trying to fix is the fastest way a company can burn through millions of dollars building something nobody actually wants. The reality is that the most successful technology platforms don't start with code at all. They begin with a void, a specific, painful, everyday frustration. Think about the absolute chaos of trying to keep remote work teams organized. Messages get lost in endless email chains, files disappear, and collaboration becomes a nightmare. That specific frustration was the seed. It eventually grew into massive tools like Slack and Microsoft Teams, applications designed from the ground up to solve that exact bottleneck. To turn an abstract frustration into a working application, companies rely on an 8-stage framework called the product development lifecycle. And at the absolute center of this process is the product manager, the person coordinating every step. Following this disciplined routine ensures a vague user complaint becomes a viable, reliable piece of technology. The cycle opens with problem discovery. Here, product teams aren't building anything yet. They are watching users, reading support tickets, and isolating exactly where the friction happens. Once they have a target, they move to research and validation. This step exists for one reason: to stop the company from wasting time and resources on an idea the market will ignore. Look closely at this legacy Dropbox webpage. Before writing complex code, founders posted this basic landing page with a demo video. Tracking who hit that download button proved demand was real on a zero-code budget. Armed with that proof, the product manager enters stage 3, product planning. This is where the idea becomes a concrete execution blueprint. They write out precise user stories and detailed product requirement documents to map out exactly what features matter most. Everything leading up to this point is pure risk mitigation. The idea has to prove its worth on paper before a single dollar of engineering capital is spent. With the plan set, the visual work begins in stage 4, design and prototyping. By creating simple wireframes and interactive mockups, teams can catch confusing user experiences early, avoiding expensive code rewrites later on. Finally, in stage 5, the actual coding begins. Cross-functional engineering teams take over. Front-end developers craft the user interface, back-end developers build the core systems, and DevOps manages the deployment. Instead of disappearing for months to build one massive final version, modern teams use agile workflows. They break the massive project down into short, iterative tasks called sprints, continuously releasing small improvements. Before any of those sprints reach the public, they hit stage 6, testing. Quality assurance engineers rigorously check the software to confirm it functions correctly, is easy to navigate, and that user data is protected. Imagine the fallout if an online store pushes a new update and their payment system crashes during checkout. Revenue instantly drops, and customer trust evaporates. This phase requires a highly coordinated effort to systemize quality and preserve user trust, rather than simply writing code as quickly as possible. The product finally reaches users in stage 7, launch. Companies will often deploy a restricted soft launch to a limited audience to monitor performance before committing to a full public release. But hitting the publish button does not mean the work is done. Releasing the product is actually the starting line. This leads right into the final stage, measurement and improvement. Product managers immediately dive into the analytics, tracking how real people interact with the software, studying retention rates, and identifying exactly where users get stuck. Consider the original version of Instagram. When it first launched, it was a very limited, imperfect tool, primarily meant for sharing heavily filtered photos. Through relentless tracking of user behavior and engagement metrics, the team realized the app needed to grow. That data-driven feedback loop directly resulted in the addition of direct messaging, stories, and eventually video reels. A successful tech product is never a finished monument. It operates as an endlessly adapting organism, guided by human behavior and orchestrated every step of the way by the product.